Hello, folks. This is Doc. Today, I'd like to talk to you about self reflection. Um, Many people self reflect on their behaviors, and a lot of, or some of the main subject that people reflect on, can be substance use or whether I'm abusing alcohol or drugs or whatever the case may be. Self reflection is a powerful and courageous step that one can take, especially when we start trying to recognize and identify patterns that may indicate um, addiction or substance abuse. So, I'd like to discuss a more structured way one can approach this reflection. First, we definitely have to understand the definitions. We can't really go about self reflection without understanding what we're looking for. So, again, substance use is um, using alcohol, drinking, or using even drugs occasionally or socially, um, not every day, with friends and under control, so say. Substance abuse, on the other hand, is using substances in a way that's causing harm. Not just harm for health issues, you can start getting legal problems. And one of the most common and most overseen is relationship issues. Is your spouse telling you, "Hey, you're drinking again," or "Man, isn't it kind of early?" Using that it's 12 o'clock somewhere is funny amongst those of the people who you're drinking with and whatnot. But trying to make an excuse to start drinking at 10 a.m. with your wife and your children waiting for you to be present in their lives, not so funny. But and then again, there's addiction, substance use disorder, where it is a chronic condition characterized by a compulsive use, despite of your consequences, despite of your spouse and loved ones complaining or pointing out that you're using too much or drinking too much. And it often involves physical or psychological dependence. Can you not stop yourself? Are you looking forward to, boy, it's going to be 12 o'clock really soon, and I better pop it open as soon as it does? These psychological dependencies are an indication that addiction is present. There's some key questions people need to ask themselves. Are there behavioral patterns? Do I use substances more often and in larger amounts than I intend to? Have I tried to cut down and couldn't? Have you set rules for yourself? Well, today's Friday. I know I overdid it the other Friday and really got my family mad at me, so I'm only gonna drink 6 today, or I'm only gonna drink 3. And you end up not following your own rules. Do you spend a lot of time using, or even recovering from the hangovers of the use? Is it having an impact on your life? Has substance use affected your work? Are you calling in sick? Are you going to work high or hungover? Or is your performance suffering? Are you going to school and suffering in your educational pursuits? Is your relationship suffering? Have you given up activities that you've enjoyed with your family because you would rather be drinking? Or you start creating activities that allow you to use substances with your family? Do you invite them to the ball game instead of going to a park or somewhere where drinking is not allowed? A church activity. Are you making excuses to take them to an Anheuser-Busch park where you can drink and still be with the family? Or Instead of going out to dinner at a nice place, you're insisting on a pizza parlor because you can order that picture of beer with your pizza, or watch the game with your alcohol. Are these little subtle changes happening in your life? And there's physical and emotional signs as well. Are you experiencing cravings or urges to use? Do you need more substances to get the same effect? Basically, are you getting tolerance? Before you would buy 2 or 3 beers. Now you have to buy a 6-pack in order to get the same effect, or even more. Do you feel withdrawal symptoms when you stop or reduce use? And then there's the control. Have you started using substances in risky situations like driving or during your lunch period at work? And of course, the big one is, have you had legal issues or financial issues because of your substance use? Are you taking big chunks out of your check, regardless of bills, regardless of your finances, to make sure that you have your substances for the week? These are some indications that we may need help, and you may need to reach out and talk to somebody to see where you're at, or to start some treatment or some education to monitor your use. If you feel that you may have something, start tracking your use. Get a calendar. It is always easier to say, well, I only had a couple of beers this week, rather than to look at a calendar and Friday I drank 7 beers, 2 shots. Saturday I cut it down to 6. Had 1 beer on Monday after work, and you log every single day out of the month. This way we can't minimize. We are actually looking at data and pointing out our consumption routines. Tracking does not lie. So these are some words of advice that you may want to do if you feel that your social use is becoming a little more habitual. It is always good to self-reflect. It is always courageous to self-reflect and to work on each other and work on ourselves, of course. So take care of yourself. There is only one you, and your loved ones depend on you. So have a great day.